Private medical insurance, or private health insurance as it is sometimes known, is an insurance you can arrange which will pay for the costs of certain private medical treatments that you may require in the future. You pay a monthly premium to an insurance company, and once started, you are covered for as long as your policy continues. Policies typically cover what are known as acute conditions, short-term and mainly curable health conditions, rather than long-term chronic conditions people tend to live with their whole lives. Private medical insurance gives you additional cover over and above the healthcare needs provided for by the NHS, which in recent years has come under significant strain. Factors like a rise in population, pressure on funding, the increase in life expectancy, and recently a pandemic has led to many challenges within the public health framework. Private policies are valuable because they help cover the costs of expensive treatments not always available via the NHS, or they give you a greater choice of healthcare provider or help with getting treatment quicker. Most policies will have exclusions in them, which will commonly include GP services, prescriptions, cosmetic surgery, and admissions into A&E. All things that are delivered through the NHS. It is therefore best to consider private health insurance as complementing the NHS, at the same time as enhancing your overall options. There are many reasons why you may decide to take out a policy. Hospital waiting lists have become a problem in many areas of treatment. A private policy will generally allow you to access treatment much sooner. They will also potentially open access to better medicines and treatments. For example, there are some cancer medications that cannot be accessed through the NHS, but can through a private policy. You will have far greater choice and flexibility as to when and where you get treated, and the option to use a private hospital potentially with more comfort and privacy. If you don't have private medical insurance and then need or want this level of treatment, you would be faced with meeting the very expensive costs directly. The private healthcare insurer will pick up these costs for you if you are covered. There's a good number of private healthcare providers in the UK, and this has several factors you may wish to think about. Providers will have different policy terms, and like most insurance arrangements, different costs. Even with one company or provider, they may have a range of different policy options, so the market position can be overwhelming to work through. You will need to consider what you want your policy to cover. As an example, most policies will include inpatient and day patient treatment, but outpatient treatment can vary depending on the terms and conditions. Likewise, some policies will have an NHS cash benefit, some will not. A private policy will, in most cases, exclude what are known as pre-existing conditions, which means anything you were treated for or sought medical advice for prior to taking out the policy. However, there are possibilities that with some plans arranged through an employer, such pre-existing conditions may be covered. Also, sometimes the pre-existing conditions can be reviewed after a period. So if you haven't had any medical advice, medication, or treatment for that condition, after a couple of years, for example, the condition could then be included again. These various exclusions are normal within policies from just about all providers or insurers operating in the marketplace. As the costs and terms of cover vary so much, it makes sense to get help from an expert in these areas and advice on what policy will work best for you. We can help you to explore the market and can recommend a company that can offer you the best option for your needs and requirements.